The seventh event has rewarding together. There's fresh up since a little bit of break. We haven't seen since February. He's won 2 of his last 3. The Tornado Phantom's got a good record here, as is Wind and Grass, a 3-time course and distance winner. Pace from Jolly Good Heart. We've got California Redwood, midfield on his last start. Call Me Teddy's been behind Campione on his last 2. That form reads quite well. And down through Forte, Lyrical Motion and Righteous Doctrine for Michael Chang and Keith Young. He'll jump from barrier number 10. So we'll start off with the speed map, Mark. We're actually saying good to slow in the early stages here, so there's an opportunity maybe for a bit of for someone to make a move somewhere.
There might be, Andrew, because there's only one noted leader in the race, and that is Jolly Good Heart. And from barrier number 3, he should easily have the speed to cross Rewarding Together. He'll get himself into a nice spot Rewarding Together. Call Me Teddy's only had the 3 starts. He comes to Happy Valley for the first time and off the all-weather as well. One horse which has got a better draw this week, Paula Sky Forever. He's had gate 11 at his last 2 starts, and he's had to go right back in the back half of the field. This week from barrier 4, Derek Long should be able to get him just a little bit closer to the speed.
Yeah, so he should get a nice midfield run, along with Lyrical Motion just on his inside there, because Lyrical Motion, he drew wide last time as well, so I think he's going to get a lot better run. I think the one that is suffering a bit from barrier draws again is Tornado Phantom. He's drawn wide. I think he's going to have to go all the way to the back.
OK, all right, but possibly Jolly Good Heart gets a soft lead there. We've got a couple of horses to have a look at. We'll start off, though, with Zach Purton. He'll ride Starbright here, a last start winner. Nick was out at track work to catch up with him.
Zach Starbright was a nice winner last time, albeit by a diminishing margin, but he did do the job quite well.
Yeah, that was his chance, wasn't it? He'd shown he'd come into form and he drew the right gate, had the right run, and he scrambled home really. So it's going to be a little bit harder this time, but he's in form, he's going well.
I guess, as you say, it will certainly be harder. I guess it could have been worse. I mean, just an extra 3 pounds on his back. How's he been since then? I know you've had a couple of sits on him in track work.
Yeah, he's working fine. He seems to go through his paces quite nicely in the mornings. He doesn't overdo it. And looks after himself a little bit, but he's moving well, and he's ready to go to the races again.
Interesting you say that. I mean, was that a case in his race? Did he seem to? Would it be fair to say perhaps he idled a tad in front when he hit the front? Would that be fair? Or?
It's possibly a good point. Yeah, he probably hasn't spent that much time in front really, and he did seem to want to drift a little bit as well. So he could be better chasing something.
You're never a man to idle in front, of course. Got to 1400 at the weekend. Very well done. That's a nice little number to get to.
Yeah, it is. I just got to thank everyone for the support they've given me in my time here and the opportunities I've been given. So without those, I couldn't be where I am, and hopefully I've still got a few more winners left in my bag yet.
I'm sure you have. Just a quick reflection as well, Zach, on California Spangle. A gallant run in defeat, but I guess the horse you were chasing, he really is special, isn't he?
He is, of course. He's possibly the best horse I've seen here in Hong Kong. He's broken all the records except one now. He's just got to get that 1 or 2 extra Group 1s, and he holds all the records. But he's a special horse, and there's no shame in running second to him. My guy just seems like he's coming at the end of his preparation a little bit. He never switched off through the first 600 of the race. He really got on the bit early and wanted to run all the way down to that first corner. I couldn't get him to come back underneath me. And once he got to the corner, of course, then he relaxed, but he'd burned himself out a little bit by the time he got there, and then got challenged early in the straight and fought on well. It was a very good effort, but he probably just needs to learn his craft a little bit more if he's going to be able to take that next step.
He's an exciting prospect for next year. We look forward to him.
Yeah, he is. He's going to mature in the off-season. Both the 4-year-olds, obviously him and Romantic Warrior, look like they're pretty special, so they'll both do well with a break and come back fresh next season.
Celebration Cup first up, 1400-metre handicap. That'll do for California Spangle. It was a good effort, though, as Zach said, behind the champion Golden 60. What do you make of Starbright, though, Mark?
Got him in, Andrew. I think this is a harder field this week than what he beat last time, and he had a perfect trip on the rail. Wider draw, Paul. Not too concerned about going up 3 pounds, just the extra work that he might have to do. But he does come here with winning form. He
does, yeah. He did win nicely, and as Zach said earlier on, that was his race to win. He rode him perfectly, and the horse won well. It's whether he now can put 2 together, I'm not so sure.
I've included him. I thought he pricked his ears a little bit in the closing stage. There might be a little bit more left in the tank. But Zach, as always, Mark's got a pretty good book of rides.
He does. He rides special. The first winning Volatility, who's placed last time. Joyful Genius is getting so close to a victory. Race 5, Happy Forever. He's had some gear changes since we last saw him. Gang of Brothers, I know Paul's very keen on him. Starbright, Crossford and Stoltz. So it's a great run home for Zach, especially the last 4 races there, Paul.
Yeah, he could place or win in every single ride. They've all got really good chances.
All right, OK, so that's Starbright. Here's Rewarding Together, Paul. What do we make along with him? Starbright again and Jolly Good Heart, we've got down as our possible leader.
I thought it was a good run here from Rewarding Together. He's got barrier number 2, so he's going to get every opportunity just in behind. The horse has come back. He's found some really good form here this season. He's had 4 starts. He's had those wins and a placing from those limited starts that he's had. 2 placings, in fact. So, although he was a little bit slower there at the end, I still think he's the one to beat.
Yeah, the stats read quite well for you, Mark.
They do, Andrew. Looks to get the perfect trip too. He's been up to Chungfa. He's had a couple of trials. You can see the record at Happy Valley. 6 starts, 3 wins, 2 second and a third. He does have 133 pounds on his back, but he's carried 132 to victory. So there's a lot in the favour of Rewarding Together in this race.
Yeah, and you saw Starbright was a little bit unlucky there. That was the start before he came out and then won next time. Can he do it again? We'll find out. Tornado Phantom, Paul, he's never too far away. He's had a pretty good season, hasn't he? Winning a couple of times from his 8 starts, but the draw might be a bit tricky this time.
Well, I just think he's going to have to give Rewarding Together a start. I still think he's a major chance in the race. The horse has been consistent all season. He really runs a bad race. I think the last 4 starts, the worst we've seen from him is a 4th. So, look, he's definitely one of the major chances. And he ran really well once again in this.
And the horses he's been racing, Andrew, Eason, Lucky Swayness twice and a very informed Prance Dragon. So he's been in strong fields, but he's just going to give them a start from Barrier 11.
And Wind and Grass in that race as well. He generally runs his race for John's size. He's a 3-time course and distance winner. What about this horse, Mark? California Redwood. He was huge on debut and beaten half a length at 50 to 1, and then midfield here.
He didn't really look like he was going to trouble them either, Andrew. He was beaten 1.5 lengths, and he actually carries an extra 2 pounds with Joe getting on board. On his debut, yes, Paul, but perhaps it was a second up bounce, but he was just a little more flat than what we saw from him at start number 1.
Yeah, he just got a little bit further back, didn't he? I mean, that debut run behind Lucky Swayness, so you'd give this race a real big shake. So, look, I've included him because, again, as you say, he could be just on the bounce there. Yeah,
he's an each-way price only, but the favourite at this stage, Paul, it's early days, but I wouldn't be lining up at this price.
No, he's just... the pools haven't been open for too long, and as we record this, so he's come up quite short, but he's not in for me, Sky Forever. Rewarding Together on top, I think he can win this. Tornado Phantom in there for second, California Redwood, and the one we sort of haven't spoken about there is Lyrical Motion. He's got barrier number 1, and I think he's just going to be in the right position. Only had the 4 starts, and he's an improver, 1, 2, 6 and 10.
Looks a perfect race for Rewarding Together. It'd be nice if that 7.5 stays up, but that's hard to see happening. Matthew Chadwick on board. He's had 3 rides on the horse for 2 wins and a second. Great draw. A noted leader to follow from barrier number 2. So one Rewarding Together carries on and makes it 3 from his last 4. Tornado Phantom, he'll be running home strongly at the end. Starbright comes here with winning form, and Sky Forever's been running on from barrier number 11 at his last 2. He draws gate 4, so can position up a little closer. 1, 2, 5 and 8 for race 7.
Yeah, Sky Forever. It was a good run. He finished off strongly. He's drawn better this time than he was behind Starbright last time out, but he doesn't make it for me. They're Rewarding Together. I'm with the rest of you guys. 1 and 9, my cue there in race number 7.